Okay, so I was working on this here. This is actually something that I made in my pre-release world, but it was stuck with 4x4. But since now I have access to 5x5, I'm recreating it in a 5x5 world. Basically what this is the shiny, coated flooring so that I can easily tell it apart from regular. And inside of it, we just open this up. You'll see that it has power line connectors. And this kind of nubule sticking out the bottom. So the idea being that come over here, load blueprint, reload it. And figure out how to close this window. There we go. That comes back. We have this little nubule sticking out the bottom, and I can connect them in kind of a daisy chain fashion. And the little power things inside will allow me to hover around the entire platform. Give me good coverage for my hover pack, and I'll be able to work on this and easily just deploy this 5x5 thing anywhere. Oh, also, the 5x5 one has the storage chest. The 4x4 still does not, so that's definitely a bug. Clear the blueprint. The X key does not close that out. I can open up that chest to get my stuff. I have no idea where the chest is for this. I don't know if it's non-existent or if it's like got like some sort of ridiculous offset, like maybe it's up in the sky or down at 0 or just clipped inside this or something. I have no idea. Hopefully they'll fix that bug eventually, but as I'll probably be using this more than that, it probably doesn't matter so much. And honestly, I can just deconstruct it to get back the stuff, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Where did you leave your lizard doggos? What's in this storage container? Where did you put the essential components needed to save humanity? Do you wish there was text to prevent you from constantly taking the wrong turn? Disguise your struggles to comprehend the complexity of your surroundings with signs.
Okay, so started working on this. I modified the blueprint, the platform a little bit so that there's this additional platform kind of floating above it to create kind of this workspace here. It doesn't have anything in it, it's just straight up concrete. I also put this dotted line on the border of it so that I could easily tell one slab from the other. One of the issues that I did have in the pre-release, in my pre-release game where I made the 4x4 sort of variant of this, was I didn't have the workspace, and it was always difficult to tell one area from another. But having this makes it a lot easier to keep track of it, and also I can kind of use it to determine the spacing of things. So it makes it easier for me all around. I've decided I'm going to try to put all the stations onto a single floor, and then I'm going to have the factories that support the, or that make materials on different floors from that, and just kind of pipe things down to the stations. That'll make things easier for me. My thing's telling me to check my internet connection. That'll make things easier. Wait a minute, why is it telling me to check my internet connection? Okay. Nothing bad, just internet's down currently. Anyway. So this will make it easier for me to run rail line to the stations. Well, I think, why? These are connected, right? Yeah, it's obviously connected, otherwise I wouldn't be getting power from that. Okay. I guess it just doesn't reach that high vertically. That could be an issue that I might have to address at some point. Yes. So, I don't know, I'm kind of toying with the idea of having like a triple buffer system like this. Though it's probably not really necessary. I don't know, but this will allow multiple trains to come visit and load up in rapid succession, so maybe, maybe not, I don't know. So I was off building belts and discovered that I had completely run out of these encased industrial beams. I came back thinking maybe I had forgotten to put one of these dimensional depot uploader things on it, but no, I did indeed do that. It just... right here, this belt between these two things apparently got removed. I have no idea why or what happened to it, but it wasn't there, so I just simply wasn't making them. And I burned through all of the stuff in my storage. So now I need to wait a little bit for my stock to build up again. And so I thought, while I was doing that, I'd come over here and rework the top of the water tower. And I noticed the chest is back on the 4x4. That's quite nice. Water on top. Now that I have more parts, I want to update the top of this to make this look nicer, because the concrete block kind of sucks. Alright, so while I let my encased industrial beams build up so I can make the tier 4 belts, I think it was, I worked on the rail system a bit and got it hooked up. So now I can ride my personal train back to home and here again. That's gonna help a bit. I've been using this kind of sky power line to get back and forth between the two, but the train I think is a lot faster. Also, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, for the train system that I'll be using for freight, it's going to be 2 trains followed by 4 cars. Now, the reason why I'm having the 2 trains specifically at the front is because of my personal train here. Instead of having the second train right behind the first, it's going to have a car there. So if I pull up into a normal station, I don't have to worry about things being automatically loaded or unloaded by mistake. But with this, I'll be able to like dump garbage on here. Send it away, and then it'll go back to base, drop off that garbage, and come back. So I don't have to return to base to empty out my inventory now. It'll go to base and run through the system sorter that I had built before. You know, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have just sent that off. But yeah, it'll come back. I made another interesting intersection. Actually, you know what? The best way to see that might actually be to ride on this zip line here. Kind of cool being able to see the train go off into the distance like that. Okay, you can kind of see the intersection that I created here. Once again, I had to get a little creative with it. But it works, I've tested it out. Is the train still going back to base? It is, it hasn't arrived there yet. That's pretty much it, really. Train goes this way, and there's a little turn here where it can either go this way and go on the outer rail, or go this way onto the inner rail. And then returning, it can come in from the inner rail and then go like this. Or on the outer rail, it can just simply turn here. Oh, you can even see the other portions here. Unfortunately, there wasn't really a wide path through here, so I had to kind of just do this to get around the rocks, but not too big of a deal, really. It was just annoying because at first I was trying to go like this way, and that just did not work at all. Okay, but of course for the whole train unloading thing to work, you have to set the freight platform to unload. And this is always kind of cool to watch. Oh, apparently I've been on for 4 hours. And that'll go over to the storage chest here, where it'll then be processed. Nice. Okay. Back to what I was doing. So, I think my scanner might be bugged. I've been trying to build my little pathway here, going to bring in the resources from pure nodes. And if I do a ping, like, see that, like, it's not going that far out. And, like, I think that's a node. Not entirely sure, but it's not pinging it. And, like, I remember when I was operating, like, down here, over where the hub it currently is, that I was, like, able to ping things, like, way out to this far. But, like, I don't really have a good way of showing it. But let's see. If I bring that up to here, that'd be like about to here. So I should be able to ping everything to like this mountain range here without any issue. But yet, I'm not pinging like those out there. Now, I built a sensor tower to show what's over there. So I was having problems finding it without it, and why is that green? And that's weird, but yeah, you can see pure. So there's definitely pure iron nodes here. Just for some reason they're not showing up on my little mini-map thing. Why is that green though? That's weird. I mean, the other claimed ones aren't green. Why is that one green? So I don't know what to make of that. That's obviously not correct. I don't think having an effect, it will have an effect on it when I have the sensor tower out. Yeah, no effect. Maybe it has something to do with my altitude? I highly doubt that. I'm not that high up here. No, it wouldn't have any effect on that. It's like, yeah, I'm not really all that high up. So even if we draw a sphere of my position, It should still be about out to those mountains there. Maybe just shy of the mountains, but still pretty far out there, and it's clearly not. I don't know. So, working on this mining thing, trying to get the belts running, and I've already run out of the industrial beam things. Just from how slow that's going, I can tell that I've completely run through what was made when I just left this thing running for like 8 hours. I need to do something about my production here. This is ridiculous. I need to stop working on the factory for now, run back to my base, and figure out what I can do to increase the production of those encased beams, because it's just not working. So I just realized that the that's not what I meant to do. The resource ping works for coal. If I do coal, we can get it, like, I can still see it way up there. I believe there is an iron thing there, an iron resource. I don't know if we'll actually be able to see it from here. But, like, I can see the coal from that far away, so, like, if I just kind of do this with my hand, it's actually about to the limit of the sensor tower thing here. From here-ish. So, yeah, I don't know. I seem to have gotten a passenger. Oh, there he goes. I don't know if he lived or not. Oh well, if he didn't, I'll grab his drops at some point later on in the future. Probably. So, they just came out with another patch for the game. It looks like it fixes a few bugs. One of them being the scanner. I press the thing here. Should show me copper sources long and short. There's one. There's another one. I think there's like another one around here somewhere that I'm actually going for. I'm currently in search for the fourth pure copper node. I'll explain why later. But yeah, I just wanted to show that seems to be fixed now. At least it is with copper. I haven't tested it out with iron yet. Maybe I should do that. But later, after I find this copper node. Okay. So, time to talk about this. So, I was having issues getting sufficient encased industrial beams. And I've pretty much maximized the output of that at the base without having to add additional lines and make it much, much bigger. So, in order to make more of these, or make the sufficient amount of these that I'm going to need, I basically need to make a dedicated factory to making these. But about the exact same effort that would be required to make those is what's required to make the next tier up as well. So why am I making stuff for tier 4 when I could be making stuff for tier 5? Now, if we pull this up and not encased, for that we need alclad aluminum sheets, which, as you can see, there's only one possible recipe for, which requires copper ingots. So, this requires copper ingots. So instead of focusing on making iron ingots, the smart thing to do would be for me to make copper ingots. Which, if we open this up, I have unlocked 2 alternate recipes. Originally I was kind of eyeballing the pure copper ingot, but honestly, we've got lots of iron ingot, or iron ore, so why not go for the copper alloy ingot? It's technically the same amount of ore total. Well, it's the same amount as like the regular recipe, where it's 1-to-1, but half of it being iron ore, which is in extreme abundance in this desert. Might as well. And the fact that it's able to do 100 per minute means that I only need 12 to completely max out the tier 6 belt per row. So that's what I've got here. I've got 12 foundries per row, so that way when I am at the point where I can have the max tier, or tier 6 belts, I can max them out without too much of an issue. Each row has a power switch that I have already flipped into the on position, and they are all connected to a switch over here, so that way I can just flip them all on to turn on the factory. There we go. I also have I'm gonna have a regular switch, regular master switch thing for each of the different products. As you can see, I already have steel ingots and iron ingots on here, because like that floor is going to be iron ingots, the next one up is going to be steel ingots, and then copper ingots. I have one for the miners, so that way I can individually turn them on or off. Well, not individually, but you know, I can turn them on or off. And I have a priority switch set up for the master switch for the whole kit and caboodle. So if I draw too much power, it will shut down all of them. I might at some point upgrade these into a priority switch, depending on what I want to do exactly with that. For now, I'm just going to keep them as regular switches. As you can see, the ore is moving, so it is producing. Now, I've hooked this all up to pure nodes, so we got copper pure node way out there, because there's only 3 pure copper nodes here in the desert. And since that one's kind of just out there, I figured I'd just snag it. Obviously, the materials go into the foundries, which produce the ingots. Which, as there's like 12 per row, of course there's going to be a little bit of a backup currently. And it's the ore ingots, not the ore ingots, the ingots come down here to this load balancer that I've actually created a blueprint of. So I can just kind of drop down this 4x4 load balancer wherever I want. Now, I've got belts clipping here and there, which doesn't look good. Actually, that kind of looks interesting, just having them go out there. But what this will allow me to do is, if I only have one of those rows going, it will still be supplying to all 4 of these end belts. It also should not slow anything down because the way it's set up, which is good all around. As you can see, we've still got 4 full belts here. And if we drop all the way down here, you can see the ingots go to there, which drop down and go to the copper station, which I don't think I have named yet. Copper ingot. Copper ingot. I'll just do that. Now, it's not currently hooked up to the rail thing. I'll do that a bit later. I have a triple buffer, so that way I can fill them up. Yes. Oh yeah, the other thing that I wanted to look into, I've disconnected the sensor tower over there, So it's not showing any of the ores. Let's do a quick scan for iron ore and see how far this goes out. It should go out to about the mountain. I can't help but to notice it's not going out to the mountain. Okay, so this is still an issue. Since I was getting results for copper from quite a distance away, I had thought that maybe it was fixed. Yeah, I mean, look at how far away I'm getting copper. Actually, that's not too far away now. What the hell? Okay, I have no idea what's going on. When I was out here, I was able to get copper ore for like over to here. While I'm here, I'm only getting stuff within this small area here, so I have no idea what's going on with that. Maybe it has something to do with the location and isn't a bug? I don't know. Bit weird. Either way, next I'm going to stop working on this for now and turn my attention to the bauxite factory. So that way we can convert bauxite into aluminum and then make the alclad aluminum sheet, so that way I have materials for belts.